The moment the terrorist attack hit, my brother shielded me without a second thought, taking every single bullet for me.
If there's a next life, I never want you to be my sister again, Nora. Is enough.
Another bullet tore through my body. When I opened my eyes again, I was back 5 years ago. In my past life, ever since Nora, his adopted daughter, died, Leon became the person who hated me most in this world. He hated me to his core. He even sent me to a casino in Las Vegas, treating me like a toy for people to bid on and play with. In this life, I don't want Leon's love anymore. The scene before me was exactly like the last life. Nora burned her own hand, then framed me for it.
Layla, I can't believe you! You pushed Nora's hand into boiling water over a stupid piece of candy? She's the one who saved your life. How can I have a sister as heartless and wicked as you?
The Leon in front of me wasn't coughing blood, and he had no bullet holes in him.
I'm sorry, Leon. I shouldn't have burned Nora's hand.
That candy was given to me by him on the day our parents died in that car crash. That day, with red eyes, he comforted me and pressed the candy into my palm.
Don't cry, Layla. You still have your big brother.
It's normal that he forgot.
I'm sorry. From now on, I will never try to steal brother away from you anymore.
Layla, I didn't mean to break that candy. Please don't.
Is this enough?
Layla, are you crazy? What are you standing there for? Get a doctor! Now!
Right now, Leon still cares about me. His eyes aren't filled with total disgust yet. I actually felt a moment of greed for it.
Leon! I know Layla wants your love all to herself, but she shouldn't use this kind of self-harm to get sympathy. Layla, you and Leon are blood siblings. I'm just an outsider. Please stop hurting yourself, okay?
Because of those words, Leon's face instantly turned cold and rational.
I can't believe I actually felt sorry for you. I must be losing my mind. You're so manipulative. Are you really my sister? You!
Leon was shaking with rage, pointing at me but unable to speak.
Take her to get bandaged. Keep her away from Nora. Looking at her gives me a headache.
I nodded and walked out obediently. A familiar, sharp pain was spreading from my kidneys to every nerve in my body. In my past life, it was this exact day that I was diagnosed with kidney failure. Without a transplant, I won't last 2 weeks. I've been frail and sickly since I was a kid, and having a rare blood type meant every illness was a brush with death. Once, during a major surgery, I started hemorrhaging and the hospital's blood bank ran dry. Leon found Nora, who had the same blood type as me. She was the daughter my stepmother brought into the family when my father remarried. Her blood saved me, and from that moment on, she secured her place in the Valenti family. But that was also when Leon changed. He stopped checking in on me and stopped treating me like I was his whole world. Whenever Nora and I both got hurt, he wouldn't even give me a second glance. He'd leave me standing there alone and scoop up Nora, even if her injuries were minor, and rush her to the hospital. I was frantic, jealous, and full of hate. I went out of my way to target her. Between a sweet, well-behaved sister and a wicked, frantic one, it was obvious who Leon would choose. But even though I threw tantrums and acted out, deep down, I still believed I was the one he loved most. I thought the only reason he was so good to Nora was because she had saved my life, but I was wrong. Dead wrong. In my last life, after I was diagnosed with kidney disease, Nora died on the operating table during the transplant. I survived by some miracle, but from that day on, I became the object of Leon's pure loathing. He spat the most poisonous words at me, as if we weren't flesh and blood, but enemies sworn to destroy each other. This time around, I don't want things to end up like that. I'd rather it be me who dies. The winters here are brutal. The freezing wind, whipped with snowflakes, cuts right through my face. The dull ache in my kidneys and the sharp sting on my right arm tangled together, making even a normal breath feel like a luxury. I got greedy back there. I came back to life to fulfill Leon's wish of only having Nora as a sister. I should just get out of their way. Suddenly, a car horn blared beside me. The window rolled down, revealing Leon's cold face.
Get in.
I started to say no, but the bodyguards forced me into the car before I could say a word.
You didn't get your arm bandaged. What kind of game are you playing now? The self-harm didn't work, so now you're playing the hard-to-get card?
Leon, I'm being serious. From now on, you don't have to deal with me anymore. I'm moving out. I'll stay far away from both of you.
Moving out? Layla, everything you have comes from the Valenti family. Without us, you're a nobody. How many days do you think you'd even survive?
It's not like I have many days left anyway.
How long I last is my problem. I was immature before. I thought if I fought and made a scene, you'd look at me more. But I get it now. Some things aren't meant to be mine, and I can't force them. Nora saved me, so it's only right that you love her. I shouldn't be standing in the middle.
Leon's eyes searched mine, sharp and piercing, like he was trying to find a crack in my story, some hint of faking it or a hidden motive, but all he saw were dead ashes.
You think if you talk like this, I'll go soft on you? You think I'll believe you've actually grown up? Layla, I've seen enough of your stunts.
I'm not pulling a stunt, Leon. I'm just tired. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to go see Mom and Dad with you hating me.
The car pulled through the grand, massive gates of the Valenti estate. I got out and headed straight for my room, tucked away in a quiet corner of the mansion. I started packing, grabbing only a few basic clothes, some cash, and an old photo album my parents left behind. One I'm sure Leon forgot existed a long time ago. Nora was leaning against the frame, her left wrist wrapped in fresh white gauze.
Are you really leaving, Layla? Is it because of what Leon said? Don't be mad at him. He was just worried about me. I know you guys are real siblings, but he still trusts me more, doesn't he?
I watched her little performance without feeling a single spark of anger. If this were my past life, that would have hit a nerve. I would have lashed out, gotten into a fight, and ended up getting screamed at by Leon again. But now, I just wanted to get away.
Move. Open your eyes, Layla. In this house, Leon only cares about me. Staying here just makes you a joke. Getting lost is better for everyone.
I ignored the bait and tried to brush past her. Right then, Nora let out a sharp scream. She whipped out a small paring knife from nowhere and sliced it deep across her own left arm. Beads of blood bubbled up instantly.
Layla, what are you doing? I already apologized to you. Why do you still want to hurt me?
Heavy footsteps rushed toward us, and Leon appeared in the doorway, his face dark. He saw the blood dripping down Nora's arm. He saw me standing in front of her holding my backpack and the fruit knife lying on the floor. Without asking a single question, a storm of rage explodes in his eyes. He swings his hand and hits me with a brutal, stinging slap. Time seemed to stand still. The burn on my right arm, the agony in my kidneys, it all suddenly vanished. The only thing left was the fire burning on my cheek. In 2 lifetimes, this was the very first time he had ever laid a hand on me. It hurt more than all my other injuries and illnesses combined. Even in my past life, when he spat the most hateful words at me, he never hit me. I guess he really does love Nora as his sister.
Layla Valenti, for a split second just now, I actually thought you might have changed. I was so stupid. How can you be so cold-blooded? What did Nora ever do to deserve this? Why do you keep hurting her over and over again? She saved your life.
The familiar insults and heartless words are like poisoned icicles, stabbing right into the softest parts of my heart. I look at his face, twisted with rage. I look at Nora, sobbing behind him while giving me a smug, "I won" look. It's all so pathetic. Explain? He won't believe me. In his mind, I'm already a monster. Fine.
What else are you trying to do?
I don't answer. I just grip the knife tight.
Brother, you hate me so much, right? You think I hurt your precious Nea? Then let me get revenge for her.
Give it to me! Let go, Layla!
We struggle. He's too strong. I'm no match for him. But in the middle of the chaos, my body suddenly jolts. A tearing pain rips through my kidney. My legs go weak and I fall forward.
I didn't mean to. Layla?
Brother's voice is dry and shaking. He looks at his bloody hands, then at my face as the color drains away. For the first time, I see pure terror in his eyes. I look at him. There's one last thing I want to say. This pays you back for the bullet you took from me in our past life. From now on, we owe each other nothing.
Layla! Call a doctor! Get an ambulance! Now!
The next time I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital room smelling strongly of disinfectant. My shoulder was wrapped in thick layers of gauze, and it throbbed with a dull ache. But I could feel that familiar, heavy sensation of my body failing from the id even more clearly. This day had finally come after all. The room was quiet, but I could hear a muffled, tense argument coming from outside the door. It was Leon and Nora.
I'm asking you one last time. Did she really use that knife on you, or did you do it to yourself?
Leon, you're doubting me? How could you doubt me? She hates me. She's always hated me for taking you away.
I only believe the facts. No matter how much Leia acted out in the past, she never went this far to hurt herself. Nora, you'd better not be lying to me. If I find out you are, I will kill you.
Nora flinched, terrified by the look in his eyes, a look she had never seen before. She turned ghostly pale and couldn't squeeze out another word. Leon walked out onto the balcony and smoked a cigarette, trying to steady his nerves.
Check the tapes. Layla's door was open at the time. The cameras in the hallway should have caught what happened inside that room.
I lay on the hospital bed, staring up at the stark white ceiling, feeling a deep, hollow silence within. Once the nurse finished changing my dressing and left, I pulled the IV needle from the back of my hand. Ignoring the dual agony in my shoulder and deep inside my body, I struggled out of bed. I changed back into the clothes I arrived in, stained with blood that had already dried and turned stiff. I grabbed my old backpack and slipped out of the hospital without a sound. I didn't go back to the mansion. That place hadn't been home for a long time. Instead, I headed to the cemetery on the outskirts of the city. I knelt before my parents' headstone.
Mom, Dad, I miss you so much. I really do. Leon doesn't want me anymore. He has a new sister now, and he hates me. I'm sick, really sick. Without a kidney, I won't last much longer. I'm so tired. Mom, Dad, I'm coming to stay with you. You won't be disappointed in me, right?
I sobbed until my heart felt like it was breaking. By the end, I had no strength left. My body felt heavier by the second, and my mind started to fade. The wound on my shoulder must have ripped open again. I could feel a warm liquid soaking through my clothes, and the rhythmic pain in my arm and kidneys wouldn't stop. My life was draining away. Leon, this time, I'm truly giving my life back to you. I don't want the kidney. And I don't want the love that hasn't belonged to me for a long time. I'm giving you what you wanted. Now, you'll only have one sister. In the hospital, Leon Valenti sat on a bench outside Layla's room, his fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white. Nora, her shoulder bandaged, leaned against him and sobbed softly.
Leon, I'm so scared. How could Layla be so extreme? Do you think something's wrong with her head? Maybe we should get her a psychiatrist?
But her tricks, which usually worked every time, failed her this time. Leon wasn't even listening. His mind kept replaying the moment Layla lunged into the knife in his hand. Those eyes, they were calm, lifeless, and filled with a sense of relief. Those weren't the eyes of the sister he knew, the one who got jealous, made scenes, and threw tantrums.
Leon, are you even listening to me?
Nora pulled at his sleeve.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if she's awake.
Leon gave a distracted reply and suddenly stood up. He pushed the door open, but the bed was empty. The covers were tossed aside, and the blood-stained clothes that had been sitting there were gone. On the nightstand, the IV had been ripped out. The needle hung uselessly, a single drop of medicine slowly forming and falling from the tip.
Layla?
Leon rushed into the attached bathroom, but no one was there either. A wave of dread instantly gripped him.
Someone! Get in here!
Nurses and bodyguards came running at the sound of his voice.
Where is she? Where's my sister?
Leon's voice carried a tremble he didn't even notice.
Mr. Valenti, we were at the nursing station. We didn't see Miss Layla come out.
Check the cameras! Now! Do it right now!
Leon was practically screaming. He gave the order and sprinted out of the room, bolting down the hallway and throwing open every door he passed, his eyes frantically scanning every corner. Nothing. That familiar, fragile figure was nowhere to be found.
Boss, the footage shows Miss Valentry left her room 20 minutes ago. She took the service stairs. She left on her own? She's hurt that bad. How could she even walk?
Find her! Block all the exits! Find her! Now!
The hospital was turned upside down. Nothing. They pulled the security footage from around the hospital and only saw a thin girl in an oversized, blood-stained coat carrying an old backpack. With her head down, she stumbled out of frame, disappearing into the freezing wind on the street.
Widen the search. Get the city's traffic cams. Call every place she could possibly go. Find her!
A terrifying thought forced its way into his mind. What if she didn't want to live anymore? The thought made his heart drop like lead.
The cemetery. Go to the West Hill Cemetery. Fast!
The black sedan tore through the winter streets, racing through one red light after another. Leon sat in the back, his hands clenched so tight his nails dug deep into his palms. He kept barking at the driver to go faster, his eyes locked on Birmingham, as if he could somehow fly there by sheer will. The car had barely come to a stop at the cemetery gate. before Leon threw the door open and bolted. The freezing wind slammed into him, whipping snow into his face. The cemetery was desolate and silent.
Layla? Are you here? I'm sorry. Please stop scaring me like this, okay? I shouldn't have yelled at you. I shouldn't have hit you.
Leon walked along the familiar path, his voice soft and cautious, as if speaking too loudly might make her vanish. His heart hammered against his ribs so hard, it felt like they might snap. The wind cut into his skin, but he didn't even feel it. Finally, he saw it, the tiny, curled-up figure huddled in front of their parents' headstone. Time seemed to stop. In an instant, the blood drained from his face. He heard the sound of his own heart shattering.
Layla?
He stumbled forward and collapsed onto the cold, hard ground. When he touched her, she was icy and stiff. No breath, no pulse. Her pale face was as still and silent as a fragile porcelain doll.
Layla? Layla! Wake up, look at me, I'm here! I was wrong! Please stop scaring me, okay? Just open your eyes and look at me.
No response.
No, this can't be happening.
Leon looked like all the life had been drained out of him. He slumped to the ground, still clutching her cold body against him, trying to warm her with his own chest.
Doctor! Get a doctor!
He shrieked, his voice so raw and agonizing it didn't even sound human. The bodyguards and the assistant who had just arrived were paralyzed by the scene. The man who was a titan in the business world, the man who was always calm and in control, was now cradling his lifeless sister, sobbing like a child who had lost everything.
Layla. My Layla.
He buried his face in the hollow of her cold neck. Hot tears streaming down his face. They burned his skin, but they couldn't warm her even a little bit.
Why were you so stupid? I'm sorry, Layla. I really am. Please come back. Just come back, okay? I'll give you anything. I won't ever yell at you again. I'll take care of you. I'll only love you.
The family doctor who had rushed over with them did a quick check. Then he slowly shook his head, his voice heavy.
Boss, Miss 𝒂𝒊𝒂 she's been gone for a while. She lost too much blood and she already showed signs of severe organ failure. Her body had just reached its limit.
Organ failure. Leon snapped his head up, his bloodshot eyes wild and terrifying.
What do you mean, failure? What was wrong with her? Why didn't I know about this?
The doctor flinched at the look in his eyes and took a step back.
I'd need to do a full exam to be sure, but based on her symptoms and what you've described, it was likely a kidney issue, and it was already in the late stages.
Kidney disease. Late stage. Leon remembered how pale her face had been in the car. He remembered how she kept instinctively clutching her side. He remembered how unusually calm she was when she apologized today, and how she looked like she was saying goodbye for good. She was sick. She was dying. And what had he been doing? He was blaming her, accusing her, slapping her across the face. And then he had basically driven that knife into her himself.
It was me. I killed her.
I killed my own little sister with my own hands.
Overwhelming regret and agony felt like 1,000 dull blades hacking away at his heart and soul. Just then, his phone started ringing, breaking the silence. It was Nora. Leon didn't even seem to hear it, but his assistant tremblingly handed him the phone and whispered,
Boss, it's Miss Nora. She's called so many times.
Leon slowly, mechanically, turned his head and stared at the glowing screen. As she lunged into the blade, Nora's crying face, that fruit knife, a clear, terrifying realization slithered into his mind like a venomous snake. He gently laid Layla's cold body down and took off his overcoat, carefully draping it over her as if she were the most precious treasure in the world. Then he stood up. In just a few seconds, the man who had been collapsing in tears seemed to vanish. In his place stood a dead man with hollow, lifeless eyes, radiating a chilling aura of pure terror. He took the phone and pressed answer. Nora's voice came through the line, tearful and intentionally soft.
Leon, where are you? Did you find Layla? I'm so worried about you guys.
Leon's voice was terrifyingly calm, without a single hint of emotion.
I found her.
Really? Oh, thank God.
Nora was stunned. but she pushed down her bitter hatred and forced a relieved tone.
Is she okay? Bring her home quickly, it's so cold out there.
She's dead.
The other end of the line went dead silent. A few seconds later, Nora suppressed the massive wave of joy rising inside her. Instead, her voice became even more panicked, with a subtle, well-acted tremor.
What? Leon, what are you saying? What happened to her? How could... I don't believe it! You're lying to me, right?
Leon cut her off,
Nora,
every word sounding like it was pulled from a deep, frozen grave.
go to the living room at the 𝒂𝒂𝒂 estate and wait for me. Right now. I have questions.
Nora's heart, which had just been racing with excitement, suddenly sank.
Leon,
She tried her usual sobbing routine to plead with him.
Don't make me say it twice.
Leon didn't even bother to listen this time and hung up immediately. Setting the phone down, he took one last look at his sister lying there so peacefully. He leaned over and pressed a trembling kiss to her cold forehead.
Wait for me, Layla. I'm going to get you the justice you deserve.
He turned and walked toward the cemetery exit. His back was straight, but he was shrouded in a layer of despair and death so thick it was suffocating. The 𝒂𝒂𝒂 estate living room. Nora was pacing restlessly. She had already heard through other channels vague rumors that something had truly happened to Layla. It left her torn between fear and a twisted sense of satisfaction. Layla, that eyesore, the one who kept trying to steal back the affection Nora worked so hard to take, was finally gone for good. The doors swung open and Leon walked in. Nora immediately masked her face with an expression of frantic worry and rushed toward him.
Leon! What's going on? Layla,
Her voice cut off abruptly. She had finally seen him clearly. His eyes were bloodshot and raw, yet his gaze was so icy and hollow it made her heart skip a beat. But what truly terrified her was his hair. Amidst his thick, jet-black strands, there were now streaks of startling, brilliant white. He had gone gray overnight?
Leon, your hair.
Nora took a step back, trembling. Leon didn't acknowledge her words. He walked straight to the head of the sofa and sat down. He raised a hand, and a bodyguard immediately stepped forward with a tablet, tapping on a video file. It was the surveillance footage from the hallway of the 𝒂𝒂𝒂 villa. On the screen, Nora blocked Layla's path. She pulled out the fruit knife, swiftly slashed her own arm, then threw the knife onto the floor and recoiled with a practiced scream.
Layla, look closely. In this house, Leon only has eyes for me. Staying here just makes you a joke. For everyone's sake, just get lost already.
The state-of-the-art cameras had captured everything. Even the malice in her taunting voice was crystal clear. Nora's face turned paper white in an instant.
No! Leon, this footage is fake! Someone is trying to frame me!
She lunged forward, trying to grab his hand, but Leon pulled away with pure disgust.
Fake?
Leon finally spoke, his voice dry and rasping like sandpaper.
Then what about this? A receipt found in your trash for the exact same fruit knife. Is this fake too?
Another piece of evidence was slammed down in front of her.
And one more thing.
Leon stood up slowly, closing in on her. The sheer pressure radiating from him made it hard for Nora to breathe.
The hospital blood bank records show that during Layla's surgery years ago, while your blood type matched, you weren't coincidentally at the hospital. It was prearranged. And the person who arranged it? An old acquaintance of your biological father. The man who racked up massive gambling debts and later died in that accidental car crash.
Nora began to shake violently, cold sweat drenching her clothes in seconds. Her biggest secret, the one she thought was foolproof, had been stripped bare.
Your father orchestrated that entire life-saving miracle for the money. He dug up information that the 𝒂𝒂𝒂 needed a transfusion and sent you into our home.
Leon's voice was chillingly calm.
For years, I cherished you, I protected you, and treated you as my own sister. I hurt my real sister over and over again, all for you.
With every word he spoke, Nora's trembling intensified.
You exploited my guilt and gratitude to frame Layla, driving a wedge between us time and again. Yesterday, you tried your old tricks, but you never imagined that Layla would choose to end it.
The torrential pain and hatred finally surged in Nora's heart.
It was you! You venomous woman! You drove my sister to her death, step by step!
No, Leon, listen to me! I really do think of you as my brother! I never thought she would be so extreme.
Nora sobbed, her face a mask of pitiful beauty, still trying to talk her way out.
Shut up!
Leon suddenly lunged, his hand clamping around her throat with such force that her eyes immediately began to roll back.
Save your explanations for the police.
He loosened his grip with absolute loathing, and Nora collapsed to the floor, gasping for air.
I have already handed over the evidence of your father breaching hospital staff and forging records, along with proof of your intentional injury and framing of others, to the police.
Leon looked down at her, his eyes holding nothing but icy disgust.
Fraud, intentional assault, defamation. It's enough to keep you in prison for the rest of your life.
No! Leon! You can't do this to me! I saved Layla's life! Without me, she would have died a long time ago!
Nora shrieked, desperate to grab onto her last lifeline.
Saved her life?
Leon acted as if he had just heard the funniest joke in the world. A twisted arc formed at the corner of his mouth, but his eyes remained a desolate wasteland of death.
If it weren't for your calculated schemes, Leia might not have even needed that transfusion back then. Even if she did, the Veliti family could have found plenty of other suitable donors. It was you people, sticking to us like leechers, who ruined her. And ruined me.
He knelt down, getting close to Nora, and spoke in a slow, crystal-clear whisper that only the two of them could hear.
Don't you worry. Before any of that, I am going to make sure you suffer a fate worse than death.